Are you a music producer and need some new sounds for your latest productions? Check out our essential production kits on our website www.artoflove.london or by simply clicking the link in the description. Check them out. What are all these things in front of my face? So right, let me explain. The first important thing I think, because you're going to need to load your songs up in order to mix in it. You can't mix silence. So, this is the browser knob. This is basically your search tool to find your songs. Whichever library they're in, if you want to go back and forward throughout different folders, this is the knob you're going to use. You press it down to go backwards, and then you search through, and then you press it down again to go forward. So it's quite easy, It's search tool, basic browser knob. So this is the knob you're going to need to know to find the tunes, called the browser knob. Anyway, then once you found the tune, you're going to have to load the tune. Now in Serato, you've always got, well, not just in Serato, all the DJ softwares, you've always got an A and a B side. A side for the left controller, for the left jog wheel, so that's all it, for the left jog wheel, to play the song loaded on, to want to load the song onto this jog wheel, to the left controller, you press load A. To load it onto the right jog wheel, you press load B. You see, once you found the songs using the browser knob through your software. Then we're gonna go on to, right, let's go to the shift button. The shift button. Right, the shift button allows you just multiple control commands to be triggered once pressed down, basically. So it's a bit of an advanced tool, so I would not be showing you in this video because it's quite an advanced DJ effects to use, basically. Because once you press hold shift down, and you can loop in different samples and effects and multiple samples at once just using this button. So it's an advanced tool, but I have to let you know what it is so you know what you're looking at. Then obviously you got your play and pause button, play the song, pause the song, and then you have your cue button. The cue button, this is basically I'll be showing you more about the cue button later on when we get into DJing. So basically what I use it for is if I want to find the start of the track, I find the start of the track, press the cue button, and I know now that whenever I want to, if they say reload the track, I press the cue button, it goes straight from where I have wanted it to start beforehand. Do you see? Okay, and now we're going to go on to the jog wheels itself, actually. The jog wheels, well, basically, they are what the record's on. So once you're playing them, you can slow down the track. Every jog wheel is different and they maneuver differently. But these basic controllers, they're quite light, they're quite flimsy. Do you see? With the jog wheel like this, setting like this, it's quite, for myself, I think it's a bit more difficult to control. It doesn't behave in the way how you want it to. It kind of does its own thing. But once you press the scratch button, it kind of turns it into like a record deck. So you can scratch and much more faster, and it sounds a lot more easier to the ear. So that's the best way to explain the jog wheels, I don't know if any of you had any experience on any sort of record player, even just playing your granddad's record player or your uncle's old 1210s. See, when you was younger, it's basically like that. You can do the scratching and the reloads and stuff. It moves, it behaves exactly how you want it. Do you see? Naturally, it's not too robotic, and stagnant. But anyway, we're going to be learning more about the jog wheels later on when we're getting into basic techniques, DJing techniques. All right, and then we're going to go into The pitch faders. Basically, this controls the tempo. You have one on either side, either deck. So these are what's going to help you to mix. So you need to, these are the next most important thing to learn is the pitch faders, because it changes the tempo of the song. So when you wanted to mix into another song and say the song's at a faster tempo than the song that you want to play, you use these pitch faders to speed it up. If the other song's going slower, you slow it down. Do you see? But it's actually a technique to learn. You know, this is where the mixing comes in. Did here and here, and then as I go on here, everywhere basically. But you know, these are the most important, because if you don't know your timings, you don't know how to manage the jog wheel right, then your foundation will be quite, you know. So it's good to learn jog wheel and tempo. You know, managing the jog wheels and the tempos. Okay, next we'll go into pitch bend. Pitch bend, well, basically, when you're playing a track, I'd never use these buttons, to tell you the truth. It's not really if I'm going to slow down anything, I'm just going to slow it down like this. I don't want to use that to go, so I don't really touch these, but they're pitch bend, so you could, you know, change ranges as well on keys of songs and stuff on these ones, but I don't use it, so, but it's pitch bending. So I'll show you the effect when we're getting more into the basic skills, but it's not going to be a skill I'll be actually teaching you to use, because I don't know any DJs that actually use these. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, I don't. Anyway, and then we've got the mighty sync button, which in the DJing world, you know, a lot of DJ professionals hate this button. You know, this is the devil's button. The devil created this button. But yeah, it's basically, it sets the timing, so you don't have to touch these. You know, you don't have to control the speed or whatever. It will just sync whatever's playing and whatever's coming in at the same tempo, basically. So if deck B is playing at 126 BPM and I put this track on and its original speed is 123 BPM, that is a wild BPM, I don't even know why I said 123, but anyway, you run with it, and I press the sync button, it's going to go straight to 126 BPM. Do you see? And basically sync the mix, you know, so you don't have to touch any of these. It's a quicker and easier way to mix, you know, and to get the timings in speed, but a lot of DJs frown upon it. They say that if you're going to DJ, you should learn how to mix properly. Do you see? Okay, and then next we've got the effect controls. So basically, you have like delays and echo. So you might have an echo on this effect control, and you might have a reverb on this effect control. Yeah, so basically you can load new effects in these pads here, because you already have 3 effects already loaded in them, and once you pressed either effect, these control the amount of the effect you apply to the song. Do you see? So if you're going to put on reverb, it controls the intensity of the reverb you're putting in, basically, and the same with the delays and whatsoever. You see? So they're more of an advanced tool to use. I am going to show you simple methods on how to use them. You see, but it can get a bit technical when you're getting into more advanced DJ methods, you know. But yeah, for the basic, I will be teaching you the simple way of how to use these. And then let's go to what else have I gone to? I've covered the pads, volume controls. Say these are looping pads, so you can create loops. So with whatever song's playing, you can create like a kind of a loop effect, a loop in and loop out effect. You can extend your loop with this pad, with the reloop pad, but also with these, as I said, it's an advanced kind of DJing, because you use the shift and you have to loop in with. It's a lot when you're DJing, you see, but it is actually quite a cool tricks to use. So I don't ever knock anybody off from learning them. But I will be doing another video for that. So good buttons to use. Anyway, next we're gonna go on to. Let's go on to the volumes. Okay, so now we have. Where we got? I've done the Q mixes first. The master gain. Oh, right. Let's do. This is the master gain. This controls the whole master coming out from the software. So basically, this is what controls the whole volume that comes out the speakers. So if you got it up like that, it's loud as hell. You see, keeps the rave pumping. If you turn it down, the rave has gone silent. You don't want that. So keep that up, or whatever suitable level for the venue you're at that time. Also, these are, this controls the volume for your left jog wheel, and the B side, this controls the volume for the B side. And then you have the famous crossfader. This controls the blend between the two decks. So if you got a song playing on this or on the B side jog wheel, and you want to go into your A side jog wheel, you take this knob and you slightly blend it in however you are. But this is how you change from either side. Okay, and then we got the headphone cues. So if I want to listen to what's in deck A, I press Q A on that side to listen to this deck, to the song on this deck, sorry. If I want to not listen to that song, I turn it off, press on the B side, Q, which cues me to listen to through my headphones, the song on the B side. If I want to listen to both songs at the same time and just mix through my headphones, I turn them both on. But again, it's not a tool I do myself, but I know a lot of people who do it. So, and it's basically you're listening, whatever's coming out the main speakers is in your headphones, so you're hearing the same thing everyone else who's listening to you, DJ, is listening to. Do you see? So anyway, and then to control them volumes in your headphones, so we have, what do we got here? Right, we got the Q gain. So that adjusts the volumes for the headphone, that the loudness in the headphones. No, sorry, in the software, coming out the software. So this controls the volume for the headphones from the software, from the volume coming from the software. And this Q mix adjusts the software's audio output to the headphones. See, you can mix between the Q output and the master output with this Q mix knob. A lot of you would notice, well, a lot of you do know what these knobs are for. That's, because you've got these effects in your cars. So you've got the bass knob, you've got one either side for either jog wheel, for either song. So you can control the bass on jog wheel B with that knob. And then you've got the mid-frequency control and the treble frequency control. And you've got this layout on the A side too. And I think that is it on the controller side. Oops, sorry, no, I missed that one thing. The stutter button. This button, once you press this button, it basically just jumps back to the last cue point, creating a stutter effect, basically. Yeah, not a button I use really, so. But it's a button and it's there, and I know you're gonna wanna know what it is. So there you go.
The creative industry is vast, and without the proper support or someone to help you find your feet, it can seem like a lot. For the love of all things arts, we created Art of Love, a community interest company. We provide affordable youth tuition, music production services. Art of Love guarantees an in-depth comprehensive study approach, high-level trainer expertise and top-notch equipment. You learn the creative process of making music in a relaxing environment. We have customized our delivery to suit your lifestyle, and we now offer online classes. Our prices are unbeatable and worth every penny, with a standing price match offer. We guarantee the best quality training available, delivered by experienced and skillful industry professionals. Book a free 10-minute consultation with us today on www.artoflove.london and begin your career.